What's up, everyone? Welcome to an early but holiday edition of Rev Sports Wrap It Up. That's right. With any other content creating peoples out there or media companies, the holiday is coming up, so that means we got to cram all of our stuff to bring you the great content that we can to go into this holiday season. I'm here with the lovely soul, as always. How are we doing tonight?
Doing good. We're missing Tushka today because he's working, because we're doing it on a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday, but the club's going up on a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. In the club. I'm not doing that. Anyway.
We all fam.
We all fam. That's right. Speaking about fam, starts with an F. Therefore, we're going to go into football. That's how I'm going to segue into that. We got Huck and Chuck It football. Like we say all the time, we are going to do a couple of statistics here and there, but mainly just running down what has happened in the world of the NFL and college football. So we've got the Browns beat the Steelers 24-19. Titans beat the Texans 32-27. Vikings beat the Bears 30-27 in overtime. Cowboys beat the Commanders 34-26. All special teams. For those who haven't watched it, there you go. There, Houston is going in. We're going to overtime. Okay, we'll get into the NCAA basketball, but I'm making sure we're getting you all those scores. We got a lot of top 10 matchups going on right there. Dolphins beat the Patriots 34-15. They're not dead yet. They're not dead yet. Chiefs beat the Panthers 30-27. Come on, step up. Buccaneers beat the Giants 30-7. The Lions beat the Colts 24-6. Broncos beat the Raiders 29-19. Seahawks beat the Cardinals 16-6. Packers beat the 49ers 38-10. The 49ers, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs the way it's going. The Eagles beat the Rams 37-20, and then the Ravens beat the Chargers in the Harbaugh Bowl because Jim and John Harbaugh are the head coaches for both teams. They're brothers. So that's the third time they've met, and I think the older one for the Ravens has beat both of them, but the Ravens end up coming out victorious in this one, 30-23. I know Soul's got a slide here for the Browns game because it was gorgeous at the end of it. Yeah, showing that there.
These pictures 10 minutes apart, and it was given a little reminder of if you want to go to a game that was played by the U.S. men's national team in Colorado called the Snow Classico.
Yep.
It's really given those vibes there. Snow apparently turns Jameis Winston into Clint Dempsey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do have a couple of things for that. I forgot to put it in our notes, but I do have a couple of things from Jameis Winston because this man is a walking meme. It's not our meme of the week. Stay tuned for that. But he is a walking soundbite / meme. There's a couple of things. This is him pregame. I'm just going to let you all listen. This is just hilarious to me.
You did not share a sound.
All right. This is how we learn. This is live, people, in living color. All right. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do this again. Because this is what happens. I thought I clicked it, but I didn't. So I am just going to do this again. All right, round 2. Here we go.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Said you don't become a Brown until you beat the Steelers. What will it take tonight?
The horse is prepared for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. So I'm depending on the Lord.
Is that the message to the team?
Day by day, one play at a time. That's the message.
Weather conditions tonight. We're expecting winds up to 15 miles per hour in a wintry mix. How will that impact your ability to throw the ball?
I am so happy and grateful that the Lord has blessed me to play in some snow, to be in true football weather.
Amen.
At Bank Field today to give him the glory. It's a beautiful day.
Sure feels like you're playing in the AFC North.
It is. It's magical. Thank you.
I just like how he was like, yeah, well, power of the Lord. I'm so happy to play in the snow. It's so fun. I love Jameis Winston. He's great. And then the last thing here, if I can find it. Anyway.
He just wants to be a little kid in the snow. I'm here for it.
This was after the game, after they won. This makes us so anxious.
Oh, no, wait.
We're all going. Let's go, Tony.
I'll watch.
Let's go.
I'll watch.
It looks like fun to me.
Yeah.
Although I'm being very wet.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's great stuff there. So yeah, they did pull off the upset. But yeah, Jameis Winston is just a walking awesome soundbite. You just never know what's going to happen with that. But then going down to the Eagles. Now we don't really have any things, but long story short, Saquon Barkley set the Eagles season rushing record, at least for the Eagles franchise history. In the game, I think he eclipsed 255 yards from scrimmage, and I think 300 total from receiving yards and rushing yards. But the big thing is that he is on pace to rush for 2,151 yards for the season. Okay, and that would set the single season rushing record of all time, beating out Eric Dickerson, who's at 2,105 yards, and that was he set that since 1984. Okay, that's how long this record has been. Now, he has no room for error or anything of that nature, but his on pace is set to break it. Adrian Peterson almost did it with 2,097. I mean, 2,105, 2,097, really close there in 2012. And then Jamal Lewis almost did it with 2,066 back in 2003. So we might be Saquon Barkley, who people, the Giants were like, he's not worth the money. Let's pay Daniel Jones $108 million. And they just cut Daniel Jones, and Saquon Barkley is on a career year. So, yeah, if you want to know if it's like, why are they bad? Exhibit A for the front office with the Giants. But it could be worse. You could have your ceiling fall off. But we won, so.
True. I mean, you just look at both Eagles and Cowboys, and you're like, how's the front office doing? Why are they making any money at all?
Right. Justin, yep, thank you for joining. Happy Thanksgiving as well. And yes, like we said, just tune in next week, as we will not be doing Ruckus Wrestling this week, as I said before, but I always like to remind you all. So tune in next Thursday. Justin and I will be back at it, basically going over multiple pay-per-views and trying to shorten the episodes. So if we might not go over every two SmackDowns that has happened and every two Raws that are happened, but we're still going to be bringing y'all all the wrestling goodness that is the world of that in Ruckus Wrestling. And then going into the Ravens game, Lamar ranks first in everything when it comes to Lamar Jackson. That is, his passing rating is first. He's tied for passing TDs. He's first in passing yards, rushing yards for a quarterback. Not obviously he's not. He's not right there with Saquon. And total TDs and also total yards. The thing is, Saquon, and it's like, what do you do here? For MVP. And then Josh Allen, all it takes is like, people just, what have you done for me lately? So a lot of times they're like, it's not a QB award. And I agree, Saquon is on a career year. And if he breaks Eric Dickerson's record, but then Lamar's basically the best quarterback by far in all those other accolades, it's going to be a tough thing. But I mean, both of them are deserving. And then you're going to have fan base be like, oh, it's bull crap. To me, if you break a rushing record that is over since 1984, I think you should get the MVP over a guy who's just first in a bunch of other categories. But I'm not voting.
And sometimes, and this comes in like just any types of voting at all, when you have two amazing performances or multiple amazing performances in a year, like it's really hard to choose just one person. You see that in sports. You see that with the Oscars and other award ceremonies. It's just like, who do you pick? They're both great.
Both great. And then, some people who do win, it's like, well, it's an Oscar-winning performance. Yeah, but it's not as good as that Oscar-winning performance. Like, what? They're both Oscar-winning performances. But it's this one is more, if you look at statistics, it depends on what you put more weight on. The fact that you're first in every quarterback statistic that there is, or Saquon breaking a record that hasn't been broken almost 40 years. So, or right at 40 years.
There's an argument for both. And if it's like some random other person that gets it, then that's going to be like, but wait. So that's usually when there's more controversy, is when there's not an actual argument for the person that won.
Right. And like Lamar won it last year. He's on pace to shatter everything he did last year, and he won it last year, but that's just because he was the best player on the best team. And sometimes that happens where like no player is really like statistically or done anything astronomically to where, yes, they get it, even though they're not on the best team. Lamar just happened to be the best player on the best team. So that's why he went last year. I really didn't think last year was kind of a weird turn of events on how he got it. This year, it's going to be interesting to see that. Plus, you want some parity. So, like, if Saquon breaks the record, just give it to him. Even though I would, as a homer, would love for Lamar to get his MV3, as they've been saying now, and also
be in his Asia Wilson era.
Yeah, exactly. And also, it would make the University of Louisville is the only school to produce the most NFL MVPs with 6. If he wins his third MVP, which he still might win a third MVP if not this year, but I just want Saquon to break it because that's just awesome.
And then on the fun football news on my end, because it's someone who went to my high school and then now is on the Dolphins. Tyrell Dodson got picked up by the Dolphins, and even though he was a freshman, I think, when I was a freshman in college, so we did not cross paths at all. I don't know this man. I can't get you an autograph. But he did go to my high school at the same time as my little brother, and it's kind of cool. Yeah. I'm like, small. It really is a small world that now I'm living in the same city as him again.
Right. Hey, it's like Matthew McConaughey said, it's a flat circle, and all that. But you want to check in with our local Ravens correspondent?
I'm here for it.
Ronnie Raven. Let's see what his thoughts are on the Ravens win over the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm still used to not saying San Diego.
Feeling fucking good. The Ravens got another fucking victory. I got a fucking victory. I woke up early as shit this morning, going from food bank to food bank on Thanksgiving week, begging for a turkey to feed my starving children, and then going ahead and selling them turkeys out the back of my Chevy Caprice. I came up nice with a little holiday dollar, baby. I can't stop winning like the fucking Ravens. Chargers fucking suck, copying off us. We got a hardball now. Y'all need a fucking hardball? But y'all fucked up. Y'all got little Jimmy, yo. That motherfucker only got a college championship. Fuck college, yo. They only teach fucking liberal laws in college, yo. I get all my news off the fucking computer, yo. All fucking colleges teach you is shit like vaccines have cured people in the past and there's different types of Chinese people. No, the fuck there ain't, yo. That's what the Chargers get for stealing our whole shit. All our old running backs, you want them? Thank God they ain't steal Joe Flacco. Oh, my God. We would have lost if they had done that. Good thing they fucking took Greg Roman's bitch ass, more like Greg blows, man. You can't hurt me no more, Greg, with your dog shit fucking offense. Oh, my God. Mark Andrews, hop, fucking jumping up, stealing that fucking touchdown from the defender. The way my baby mama's trying to steal my hard-earned money through child support. Fuck you, Tabitha. I will not give you a cent. And put me back on your Uber Eats account, bitch. I'm fucking hungry. Anyway, y'all go see Starvo's Hawkins. He's at the fucking Lyric this fucking weekend. There's still a couple tickets left on Friday, and he's on tour, and he's got a calendar. Let's go Ravens!
Oh, Stabby. Yeah, click the wrong button. That's okay. We're back at it. But yeah, and also, yes, go see Stavros Halkus. He also has a movie out called We Joined a Cult, or We Made a Cult. Sorry if I'm screwing that up. With that, but I always like to give props and promote him because he brings us hilarious content. That is a character he's playing. I don't know. We shouldn't have to go over
comedy.
It's a comedy. It's a comedic bit, guys, that he does, but he brings us such good comedy gold when it comes to the Ravens. So thank you for that, Ronnie, as always. And if you don't think that his character of Ronnie Raven is crazy, like every year, teams always do like their reveal for their season, like their schedule. And the Chargers do really cool, like an anime thing they do. The Ravens, he literally Harbaugh gave him the car and he ends up like going and doing dumb shit with it. But he was as the Ronnie character. So it's pretty cool there for seeing him that. Moving on to college, we've got chaos in the world of college football. Western lost to Liberty. We were right there.
Yeah, it looks like Liberty's gonna win the conference, huh?
Yeah. OU beats Bama 24-6. Florida beats Ole Miss. That was crazy. Ohio State does humble Indiana. Indiana suffers their first loss, and it was like, yes, this is unfortunately they looked exactly what we would think they would look. I think it was 31-7 or 10 or something like that. Auburn defeats A&M.
Crazy game.
Yeah, the crazy game, and A&M
Triple
he had the ball in his hands. I feel so bad for him, but he was right there. Arizona.
That's my mom's school too.
Yeah, she was probably pissed. And then Auburn. Oh, sorry, Arizona State beats BYU, which that was kind of a crazy end of the game. I'm not going to show. We don't have any clips or anything, but basically they were storming the field. They literally were interviewing the coach. Like they had I forget, it was ESPN or whoever was covering the game, might have been FS1. They're interviewing the coach, and then the referee comes up, was like, "Coach, we got to put a second on," and he just flips his stuff. I mean, in front of his wife, his kids, the whole, like, everyone is surrounded, like, the whole student section around him. And, like, the referee's like, yeah, we're going to put a second on. I mean, he's just going ballistic. They end up winning. But that's crazy there. Kansas beats Colorado. And then Notre Dame defeats Army. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a man of my word. They just finished refurbishing Notre Dame overseas. I guess that's where you're going to have to live. That's where you have to do your football program. You can't beat our armed forces this year like that. Navy and Army, you dog walk both of them. I can't have that. Like I said, we won. Our armed forces won back-to-back world wars. Can't beat 22 dudes on the other side of a ball. I don't get it. Whatever, you know. But here is how, and the bracket just got released, the updated bracket for the college football playoff. Here is how it's looking so far. Four teams get buys that have won their conference and also have better records than the other at large, and everyone else is at large. So that's why you see Arizona State in the Big 12 does not get the bye because they don't have as good of a record as Boise State, even though they're not part of the Power Four conferences. Tennessee, Georgia, Indiana is still in. They probably still will be in. Penn State will probably still be in. SMU for the ACC. And then Notre Dame right there as an independent. It'll be interesting to see how this all kind of plays out. I expect Ohio State and Oregon to be in. I don't, unless something crazy happens, which the way this weekend went, Boise State could still lose, but I expect them to be in. Texas plays Texas A&M this weekend. So a lot of it's a rivalry week. So we'll see how that game goes. It's kind of a toss-up to me, but I mean, Texas does look like the better team, but A&M, it depends on which A&M team shows up.
I mean, A&M's fight song, no matter who they're playing, they're talking about beating University of Texas. So we know how A&M feels about UT.
A&M's the reason that Texas calls them Bevo, their mascot Bevo, because they beat them 13-0. They spray painted 13-0 on the bull and on the steer, and then they took that 13-0 and changed and morphed it into Bevo. So you all figure out how they did that, but it's pretty simple. They took the 1, the 3, they made a B. They took the thing, made an E, and then they put a V in the middle. I don't know why they put the V, but whatever. But that's a story. That's a quick little history lesson on how Bevo got its name. And then
Josh.
And then, but I think it'll be interesting to see if Arizona State does make it, but anything can happen. And, SMU and Miami, if everything still stays the same, they're going to be playing each other for the ACC championship. So maybe only one of those two teams get in. And so this isn't done yet, but it just makes it fun to talk about.
If it's my father's wishes, he wants Miami in. If it's my mother's wishes, she wants Miami out.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, it's crazy on how everything has been shaping out in the college football world. If Louisville didn't lose to Stanford and they beat Kentucky, they could have been right there with how everything how all the chaos is shaken out. But alas, we didn't handle our business on the West Coast. So it's still just beat UK. That's all I care about. Just beat UK on that. Anything else on the football front on your end?
Nothing on my end.
All right. Well, let's move on to basketball. It is Feast Week. We're going to start off with college basketball first. It is what they call Feast Week. The reason it's called Feast Week, yes, because it's the week of Thanksgiving, but a lot of top teams are playing in these like early season tournaments. UConn, the 2-time defending national champion, has just lost 2 in a row. They lost today to Colorado, and they lost yesterday to Memphis. We've got Duke playing Kansas right now. It is 63-61 Kansas. We did have an overtime with Alabama and Houston, and let me get a score update there. It's taking me 2 seconds. Alabama ended up beating Houston in overtime. Western Kentucky lost to UK, whatever. Gentleman's 19, so I was hoping to be. But hey, it was covered spread. I think it was like 22. So hey, we covered the spread. So I'll take that. I guess I'll take that. Oregon defeated number 20 Texas A&M, and San Diego State have beat number 21 Creighton. And then we still, if y'all kids are staying up here in about 5 minutes, 11 o'clock Eastern, Auburn and North Carolina. Number 4 Auburn and number 12 North Carolina are about to tip. I expect Auburn to win that. North Carolina came back from 18-point deficit last night to beat Dayton. I expect Auburn to win that, but who knows? Who really knows about that? As far as the NBA is concerned, Boston looks like they can repeat. The only team that I can see beating them is Cleveland. Like not without LeBron. Like
Without LeBron. Yeah.
Like they have one loss on the year. The one loss they had was to Boston. Oklahoma, like I said, Oklahoma City still looks pretty solid. You've got Orlando playing pretty well now. They're without Banchero right now, their best player, but they're sitting at 12-7.
I never count Miami out. Never.
No, heck no. Miami, of course, all you need is a seat at the table.
Yeah.
And as long as Spoelstra gives a seat at the table, they can make some noise.
Yeah. We've gone from a 5 seed to the finals. We've gone from an 8 seed to the finals. Like, yeah, just get us in the playoffs, and then and we can get to the finals.
Gotcha. So yeah, no, they're under 500. They're 7-8 right now, but they'll write the Spoelstra will write the strip. I'm not too worried about it. And then Golden State. I mean, they're still cooking. I mean, they're still doing pretty well. Like I said, it's early in the season, early. But the fact that Cleveland is still sitting there at 17-1 is pretty crazy on the season with that.
Yeah, who would have thought Cleveland? Because I always joke with my best friend, my ride or die. She's from Cleveland, and I always joke with her that Cleveland is a city of losers. So you never really think of good sports teams when you think of Cleveland, because they always find some way to fuck it up. But hey, Cleveland might be showing out.
Yeah, I'm just worried that this is those type of like Cleveland team with like they have a superstar and they have a solid team. I mean, and Donovan Mitchell, that is a superstar. He's a multi-time All-Star. And Darius Garland's playing really well, along with Mobley and Karis LeVert is playing pretty well as well. But it's one of those teams where they have a really good regular season, then they get to the playoffs and get punched in the mouth. But who knows? Like I said, early. Super early.
And we missed one thing in college basketball, going over to the ladies' side. So number 5 UCLA upset number 1 South Carolina. 77-62, ending the Gamecocks' 43-game winning streak. Dawn Staley is now 103-3 over the past 3 seasons. 103 wins, 3 losses, which is still crazy good. You can't be like, oh, fire Dawn Staley, she lost. You that would be stupid. Right. But yeah, what an upset there.
And I did see a picture when they showed like on ESPN's front page of them losing, and like it's Dawn Staley like she's like so confused.
I don't know how this feels.
Yeah, so he's like, what is this losing?
I'm not used to this.
Right. I think she lost so that way she can, because if she just kept winning, no one would care. And so she wants to get some spotlight over the fact that Gian Rima is the number 1 winningest coach.
How many suicides do you think those girls did after they lost?
Nope. It's like D2 the Mighty Ducks. If y'all know what I'm talking about there. after the game. There was one. Shout out to Pat Summit. They came to Western they played Ball State like the first round, and they played at Western. So I was like, I'm going to this game because I'm going to see Pat. And they lost for the first time ever in the first round.
So
and
it's your fault.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure, whatever. And I'm waiting out there to like meet Pat, get an autograph, all that stuff. And finally, a team representative came out and said, "Pat's not coming out. She's got him practicing." I'm like, "It's the end of the season."
Hey,
but
that's why she was the GOAT.
Yeah, that's why it's Pat. And, that's the first coach ever that I looked down. I was like, "There's an aura." Literally, I saw the aura around. Now, granted, it might have been the light reflecting off her huge orange suit,
and we've joked before, even though you don't like her, Kim Mulkey also has an aura to her. There's a little bit of evil in that aura, probably, but she does have an aura to her as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now our auras can be good auras, but anyway. But yes, shout out to UCLA. I mean, they're playing pretty good ball right now. But like I said, long season. I don't expect South Carolina to stumble very much throughout the season. Although I like UK's new coach, so I'm interested to see how UK stacks up against South Carolina this year.
You said something nice about UK. Are you okay? Do you need some soup? Need a rest?
The women's side. They beat Louisville, so I'll give them their bragging rights on that. But yeah, it's rare that it happens, but you got to give props. The men's side, no, they can. All right, let's move on to novelty acts.
I just realized I never changed it to full court press, so we've just been on Huck It, Chuck It football that whole time. But you know
what? During Ruckus Wrestling, when I'm like, we're just going into like conversation, I'm like, oh, I should have changed it to like Raw two things ago. But
now we're going to novelty acts.
Trigger warning about this next story. So if you're sensitive to any domestic violence or sexual assaults, anything of that nature, please tune out because it wouldn't be right if we didn't go over these type of stories. But we also know that it's sensitive
protect your peace
to some people. So before we go into it, we're giving that. Okay. So UFC fighter Conor McGregor is held liable for sexual assault in Ireland. This happened back in 2018. Nikita Hand accused McGregor of raping her in a hotel penthouse that left her heavily bruised and suffering from PTSD. The lawsuit against McGregor states that in the early hours of December 9, 2018, after Mr. McGregor and Mrs. Hand exchanged messages on Instagram, a driver picked up Mrs. Hand and a colleague from a holiday party and drove them to the Beacon Hotel in Dublin. On the way, Miss Hand consumed some cocaine. During the trial, jurors were told that McGregor had also consumed cocaine. I mean, we've seen him really wired. Look at the Roadhouse press junket. He was feeling wiry. Once in the penthouse suite, McGregor beckoned her to the bedroom, according to the lawsuit, and then began kissing her, removing her clothes when she tried to fend him off. Put her in a chokehold 3 times, after which she ceased resisting. The lawsuit said Mr. McGregor then raped her, according to the lawsuit. During the trial, Miss Hand said she told McGregor she didn't want to have sex with him and that she was menstruating. She said she told him no as he started kissing her, but he eventually pinned her to a bed and she couldn't move. McGregor put her in a chokehold and later told her, "Now you know how I feel in the octagon where I tapped out 3 times," referring to a UFC match when he had to admit defeat, she said. She said McGregor threatened to kill her during the encounter and she feared she would never see her young daughter again. I remember saying, quote, "I remember saying I was sorry as I felt that I did something wrong and I wanted to reassure him that I wouldn't tell anyone so he wouldn't hurt me again," she testified. After Ms. Hand went home, her mother called her an ambulance and she was examined at a sexual assault treatment unit at a hospital. A physician who testified during the trial said she had a tampon wedged at the very top of her vagina and bruising on all 4 limbs and other parts of her body. A month later, she went to the police and reported that she had been raped. After Ms. Hand went to the authorities in early 2019, McGregor was arrested, questioned, and released. The police referred the case to the prosecutors, who ultimately declined to pursue criminal charges. Since prosecutors declined to pursue criminal charges, Ms. Hand filed a civil lawsuit in 2021, which had its conclusion on November 22nd, 2024. The civil trial in Dublin found McGregor liable for sexual assault, and he would have to pay 250,000 euros and about $260,000 in damages. The verdict of the civil case may put public prosecutors under pressure to review the criminal case and press criminal charges on Conor McGregor. In a statement, Nikita Hand said she would never forget what happened to her, but would now be able to move on with her life. She thanked her family, partner, friends, jurors, the judge, and all the supporters that had reached out to her online, but particularly her daughter. Quote, she has given me so much strength and courage over the last 6 years throughout this nightmare to keep on pushing forward for justice, she said. I want to show her and every other girl and boy that you can stand up for yourself if something happens to you, no matter who the person is, and justice will be served. So, yeah. This is unfortunately the first time that this dude's been brought up on these type of things.
Yeah. I hope that they open up a criminal case against him and that he serves time. This keeps happening with a lot of male athletes, and it needs to stop.
Yeah. Like I said, and especially we talk about, you see this a lot with him, but other UFC fighters, because they pump themselves through the drugs that makes their brain not be able to function properly. And then, so I'm not giving excuse. I'm just trying to find a reason, because thankfully my brain is never, it can't compute on how you can get there. And
but so, even like other athletes that pump themselves full of the same drugs are not doing that. So, like you said, there's no excuse.
No, there's no excuse. And then it doesn't surprise me that, because and this is why a lot of people don't come forward. Over here, sometimes you see those cases where they unfortunately cry wolf. And so it makes other females not want to step forward on that. This is not the case for what we see here, because obviously she got damages. So obviously something happened. So I'm hoping they open up the case again. Who knows, over in Ireland at the time in 2018, because McGregor is a huge, obviously internationally known. So hopefully they weren't turning a blind eye to that just to keep his name in good graces, so they can keep making money off of him and being like, it's McGregor. But unfortunately, those things do happen. Again, I'm just throwing speculation out. This is all alleged. I'm not saying this is true. Just kind of throwing things out of why. And of course, court cases take forever. And I'm much less hardly familiar with our legal system, much less the Irish
legal system. Yeah. So. And to save Josh a little bit there on what he said, because I can speak Josh.
Yeah.
There are people. It is very rare, but there are people who do cry wolf. This is not the case, as he said. Mm-mm. That happens so, way less than when it actually happens. People who come forward, 9 times out of 10, it actually happened. So that's why you need to believe women when they come forward, investigate, do a proper investigation, go through it, and come to the conclusion. And then the people who did this to the victims need to serve jail time.
Correct. So, but yeah, the fact that they just didn't even pursue it is weird. And then she finally went the civil lawsuit side, but there was no, they didn't go in front of, they literally just there's not enough evidence here. And who knows what evidence there was. This is all we're being told at this point.
And there could also be in the sense too of he's famous and stuff. And so the cops might decide, or prosecutors might decide, we don't want to go after him.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. His fame.
We don't know. We don't know that. It's speculating.
This is all speculation. We're just throwing out reasons of why it wasn't. Because obviously, you read this article, but who knows if there's it? Who knows? Because she got tested. She went to the facility. She got tested.
The doctor testified.
The doctor testified. So, I don't know.
And from a woman's point of view, if it was consensual, her tampon would not be wedged up there.
You heard it from her.
That would have been taken out.
Yeah, I do not know these things. So I will take, yes. Thank you for clarifying that, because I'm not going down that road. No. Speaking about roads, I heard Wicked's good. Anyway. Don't know why I decided to say that, but.
But yeah, fuck that guy. Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't the first time, but we've seen him, assault, obviously, other people. But this isn't the first time we've heard of him, being a douche on that. So I enjoyed his, like as a fighter and stuff, I enjoyed that stuff, but fuck that guy. So, and if you're entitled to, if you want to support him, but I don't know how you can at this point.
I mean, you can support him. I would just think badly of you. So
yeah. For real. Anything else on this? Because I know it's a touchy subject. That's why I put the trigger warning, and but we wouldn't. It wouldn't be right if we didn't bring these type of stories to light. I mean, the Dutch was it the Dutch guy, the Olympian?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I swear to you, like, I didn't see, other than us and like a couple other like international outlets, no one else covered that story. So that's why we are covering, is to make sure that people are aware of bad shit happening. Unfortunately,
and he was convicted criminally.
Yeah, he was convicted.
Yeah,
like this isn't a civil case.
Yeah,
that never went to trial for like actual prosecution. That dude was guilty.
Went to jail,
and still was like, "But I'm good at running." They're like, "Sure,
no, I'm good at volleyball."
Sorry, whatever. I was trying to.
And as Tushka pointed out in that case, like he's going to be in the Olympic Village where there is minors.
Yes.
Which,
yeah. Anyway, well, I wish we had Daniel Haygood here to really tell us the difference between American and Irish law. I don't know if he'd like it, because like it always comes down to, with me, it was like international laws. Some places don't have double jeopardy. I think there was a case in Spain years and years ago about that murder, and she was American, and it was her roommate that was killed, and they acquitted her, and then they took her back to, and then she was acquitted, and then they're like, no, there's more stuff, and then she went back to trial. It's like that doesn't once you're acquitted of that.
In this one, because there wasn't a criminal trial that ever happened at all, it wouldn't be double jeopardy. It would just be opening up a criminal trial.
Correct. Yeah. So again, I just always like to know that where double jeopardy exists and where it doesn't exist on these type of things that way. But thankfully, in a sense, we could still persecute this asshole.
Yeah.
So,
are you ready for soccer?
Yeah. It's kicking some screams and stuff.
Don't really have a segue for this, but let's get into soccer. We got the MLS quarterfinals happened. We got some more upsets. As we were talking NWSL, which we will talk in a little bit, NWSL, literally the higher seed won every single game. MLS, we're like, nah, we're going to have some crazy upsets in this. So New York Red Bulls beat NYCFC 2-0. This wasn't as crazy an upset. I think they were one seed apart from each other, but still, New York Red Bulls went to Citi Field where the Mets play, because that's where NYCFC plays, so they beat them on a baseball diamond.
I don't care if you win on Sandlot's Field, on Yankee Stadium. I don't care if you win at a high school. Winning's winning, and they're moving on.
Mm-hmm. And then Seattle Sounders beat LAFC 2-1. Seattle Sounders, I think, was a number 4 seed, and LAFC was the number 1 seed. So the number 1 seeds are taken out on both sides. Mm-hmm. LAFC out, Inter Miami out.
Both surprising, more one than the other, but
yeah. But we are going to show one of the goals here because it's an American scoring goal. Mm-hmm. Jordan Morris scores the game winner.
Hillier first to it. Roldan trying to bring it down. Not clear. Morris turns!
What a turn.
Jordan Morris!
He hit
In
upper
extra
knee.
time!
But
Gives the
that was
Sounders
a very
the
small
lead!
window. It's like he's professional or something.
And after the game, he was holding his young son, and his young son was like, "I want the microphone."
Was he trying to get his I forget Steph Curry's daughter's name, but that years ago when she was just being all cute and stuff, I was like, oh, you're trying to get. Or when what was it Chris Paul's son at one point when he was real tiny, he was like giving the Blake face. Remember that? Or
even Alex Morgan's daughter. It's been very cute in post-match interviews.
Too soon, man. Too soon that she's. I swear. We'll get into some other retirees that I'm not happy about either.
The higher seeds did prevail in the other two games. We had Orlando City beat Atlanta United 1-0. Atlanta, you beat Inter Miami. Inter Miami has beaten Orlando 5-0 this year. You beat us. You couldn't beat Orlando for us. I don't need to be single here.
I wanted to.
You couldn't do us that favor after taking us out. You couldn't do us the favor of beating our rivals. We would have beaten them. Fuck.
Good.
Now I sound like Sean whenever he's just like, if the Astros didn't cheat, the Yankees would have won the World Series.
No, they wouldn't have, Sean.
No, they wouldn't have, Sean.
No, they wouldn't have, Sean. I'm sorry. It's hard for us to defend the Yankees, but when we see like, oh, they probably would. No, I still thought the Astros were better than you. I don't care how many trash cans you bang on. They were better.
And then we also had LA Galaxy beat Minnesota United 6-2. Make sure to tune in for Bracket Bitches to get all of the moments of all the games and to see if Tushka can go from last place, like literally last place, to possibly beating Josh by 1 point.
One day it's going to happen. I mean, maybe the college football playoff is when I finally win a bracket, bitches. But I lost a tiebreaker in the Oscars. The Spirit got they moved on to another realm. They lost to Marta, so I would have won that. Your freaking Messi screwed me over. Or else
always the bridesmaid, never the bride. If you would have went with your heart in New York Red Bulls.
And well, hold on. If they actually do pull off the miracle, yeah, I'd be like, damn, I should have just stuck with it. But
right, like you did last year. Now I just need New York Red Bulls. I'm gonna be rooting for you as much as Josh is because I need you to beat Orlando. Mm-hmm. And this is now on the Red Bulls' hands. Yeah. To beat Orlando.
I want that Zubaz type kit jersey though. That Red Bull.
Yeah,
jersey.
It is cool. It
is really cool. I like it with the red and black. On that. But yeah.
But that's what we have for MLS. Going on to NWSL, we did have the final, as you were alluding to. Spirit losing to Marta and Orlando, which on that side, kind of with you in the UK, I'm okay with Orlando Pride winning. I'm not okay with Orlando City winning. But before getting into the actual game, we got some more awards to announce after we finished taping last week. And that is Cry Bethune. She didn't just win Rookie of the Year. She also won Midfielder of the Year. She also got her first cap for the U.S. Women's National Team, so that's exciting. And another U.S. Women's National Team player that got her first cap this year, we got Emily Sams, Defender of the Year. So Americans, we're just winners. And then, what a shock. Temwa Chawinga wins MVP.
We've been clapping for her all season, but we still will give her flowers. There we go.
Tushka isn't here to give her girl flowers, but Tushka has been giving her girl flowers. What an amazing player.
Incredible season, Temwa.
Yeah.
Incredible season. It's not going to happen next year because Junior Robinson's going to take everything.
And not only did she win MVP, she also won Golden Boot this year. So congratulations, Temwa.
Congratulations to all the winners. Yeah, just clocked out, and she is the best. Yeah, she earned. I as much as I will try and spin zone Trinity Rodman being the best, I can't deny what Temwa did this year.
And if it wasn't going to be Temwa, it was going to be Barbara Banda of Orlando. So, but yeah, Temwa, amazing season, and I can't wait to see what year 2 in the NWSL will be for her. So,
her international team.
She is Malawi.
Malawi, okay.
Yeah, where Barbara Banda is Zambia.
Zambia, okay. Yeah, shout out to Zambia. A lot of followers from Zambia on this channel. Shout out to Zambia.
Exactly. We love our Zambian followers.
Hey, Zambian followers, if you want to join us for Bracket Bitches next year.
Yeah, I mean, you got her and you got Rachel Kunjananji from Bay FC in the NWSL.
Yeah.
But going forward, Orlando Pride, they did beat the Washington Spirit 1-0. This game was the game of just two great teams with great defenses. Yeah, and that's why it was low scoring. Yeah. And they were the two best teams.
Yeah, the two best teams. Damn it, we were right there.
I know. But yeah, two best teams this year. They were 1 and 2 for a reason. They have phenomenal defenses, as you saw. Emily Sams won Defender of the Year. So it wasn't surprising that it was low scoring, even though if you look at like their previous games, you would have been like, oh, this could be a high scoring affair because these two teams also have attacking power. But when you have two defenses as good as they have, it's going to be a low scoring affair. And it was a 1-point game.
Yes. And it was, I mean, obviously we'll get into here in a second, spoiler alert, but on the goal, the only goal that was happening, but anytime you can, from what Marta did the previous game against KC, and then basically Banda had to put the Superman cape on this time. It's, speaking about not a bridesmaid anymore, shout out to Marta, even though she has won some other things, but she's typically been a bridesmaid when it comes to big tournaments.
Yeah. 3-time silver medalist, lost every single time to the U.S.
Yep.
So in a lot of tournaments, the big bad U.S. has been in her way of winning. So I'm glad that she finally got to win.
And I'm going to apologize for absolutely nothing on that. No. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. I've got to same thing with me is like, I wanted Trinity to win, but even if obviously I'm glad that U.S. won those World Cups / Olympics, not the World Cup. I just say silver, so I just think World Cup and Olympics. But even though it happened, but even if she did win, I would have been okay with it. This I am okay with.
That was literally, I was like, she's retiring this year. Like it's a win-win situation. And then when we won, I was like, yes, what my heart actually wanted happened. Right. But speaking of U.S. Women's National Team, again, I wanted to just shout out Emily Sams. Great year this year, Defender of the Year, gold medal before she ever got her first cap with the U.S. But then she did get her first cap this year. She played great, and it bodes well for the future of the U.S. Women's National Team. So I'm excited to see what she's going to bring, especially because even though it's a goalkeeper that's retiring that we're going to talk about soon, we got a lot of our old guard retiring, bringing in the new guard, and the new guard is promising. Even though I'm sad that the old guard is leaving.
Roosevelt maybe of the old guard. And she was kind of a tweener in between. Yeah,
she's 29, so I think she's still going to be with us for a little bit. But going to that goal, Barbara Banda scores the only goal in the 37th minute.
Also, for our Orlando Pride fans out there, you might want to start your own section, call it the Sam's Club there at the games. Just throwing it out there. Might want to do that. She's a Defender of the Year. Go with that. Yep, let's be corny, guys. That's what we're doing.
You're going to be a great dad one day.
Yeah. Dang it.
Angelina brushing off the challenge of Santos. Banda up against Morgan. This has been quite a battle so far. Banda goes for goal, and Banda's found a way through. Barbara Banda.
What a competitor.
She's had.
She had the goalie just
in the NWSL, and she has
because
scored.
You can just tell when the goalie's knees like
game
buckle
of
like
all.
that, it means that she guessed wrong and she was trying to, and her body just wouldn't go.
Well, it was literally right next to the goalkeeper that it would have been a hard thing to save.
The biggest moments. There's the question right here. If it's going to be called back, Angelina.
It wasn't.
It was not.
Spoiler alert. This is what allows for Barbara Banda to get off on the break. She does the rest. And then just finds a little bit of space against Morgan and then comes across.
Yeah, look at how close this is to the goalkeeper.
Get a better look. And then Kingsbury at the last second doesn't see it.
It wasn't even a guess wrong. It was just, not seeing it, slow reaction.
Placed right in a position where Kingsbury can't.
So, yeah. Congratulations to Orlando Pride. Congratulations to Marta. Let's get into some more Marta stuff.
Cute thing is that Marta's mom, Teresa, was at this match, and this is the first time her mother has seen her play in the United States. She was supposed to be at the semifinals, but there are some visa issues, so she was able to make it to the final, and she's so cute.
Oh, crap. There we go.
Just wanted to let everybody know that Marta's mom, Teresa, is here watching her daughter play in the U.S. for the very first time. While she is, of course, ready for this game, apparently she was not ready for this cold weather, so Marta took her mom on a shopping spree this week
to Kansas City,
that
Brazil.
warmer weather gear. I did check. It is over 90 degrees in Marta's hometown in Brazil today, so it's understandable she wasn't quite ready for this. Oh, I just wanted to let everybody know that Marta's...
And then we're going to show my favorite post-match Marta moment just ever. It was great.
Good stuff.
For you, what does this mean to you, and what was the key to getting the victory tonight?
Of course it means so much. I'm fucking wait 8 years for this moment, you know? And most especially because it's the first time my mom is in America.
For you,
I'm not saying that American culture has seeped into Marta a little bit, but that's the interview that says that it has.
But just, I loved it so much, and we're gonna get into something that makes me a little sad because I've been so joyful about this win. But before we get to the sad part, do you want to speak about Marta, this win, anything that's on your mind? Trinity Rodman.
Trinity will be back, but this tournament, we're getting to one retiree. It's but from international reasons, not for WSL reasons. But Sig and Marta, we're losing two goats, which it happens. Father Time is undefeated. So I, in a sense, yes, I wanted the Washington Spirit to win, not just because I would win our bracket pool, and also Trinity Rodman being the greatest ever. I want her to keep going on that trajectory. But this makes more sense. Sig's had she's how many rings does Sig have? One.
Has she been there for all of 3 of Portland's? She might have been there for all 3.
She literally has been there the whole time.
Yeah, so I would say, Portland has 3, so she has 3.
Yeah. So, and Marta's like, she's due. If there's one you're like, the Peyton Manning or the LeBron at one point. We're just like, Jesus, you ever going to finally win? And they finally do.
Come to Miami.
Yeah. And then, Jerome Bet, all those greats that just unfortunately, Dan Marino didn't get one. Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley didn't get one. If you don't know, watch Inside the NBA, they remind him all the time that he's the one there that doesn't have one, and it still hurts. So consolation wise, thank you, Marta and Sig, for everything.
Pino has never won one either.
I thought she did.
Not with the NWSL.
Oh, well, she's got some World Cups and gold medals, so
Yeah.
there's a little bit different there. Where did Sink do anything with Canada?
Sink won a gold medal with in the Tokyo Olympics.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, Marta needed this on that, but yes. But yeah, thank you for both of those great superstars for everything that you've inspired to keep this game moving forward in the right direction, and look forward to seeing.
Both went to 6 World Cups.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of football, soccer, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, Fuchiball,
whatever you want to say. Shout out to that one fan in Scotland that still can't get over that. But yeah, that's and Barbara Banda and Timwa. Did I pronounce that right again? Okay,
you got it.
Yeah, it's Timwa, Barbara Banda, Sophia Smith, and obviously I'm saving the best for last, Trinity Rodman. I like where this league is at. It's in good hands. Let's get some more superstars to emerge and keep carrying this thing to be bigger and better. I know aren't they looking to add a couple more teams?
Yeah, so they're adding where are they adding next? Because I was about to say, and I'm like, nope, that's the WNBA is adding, because they already added BAFC on this year, and then WNBA is now going to get the Golden State Valkyrie, I think is what they're calling it. Yeah, Golden State Valkyrie. So both leagues growing. Both are getting new. I can't think where they're going next. It's popped out of my mind if it's happening. I'm just like, nope, WNBA facts.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Nope. That's okay though. But yeah, no, it's no, I just think as far as for women's sports, you can just tell it's growing. You can just tell for where.
And this was a record year for the NWSL, record viewership, because they actually were on TV. They had 3 different networks that they worked deals with, and so you put the stuff on TV, people are gonna watch it.
Yeah, TV. It all comes down to TV deals, and that's what we're saying about the WNBA. When they finally get off the training wheels, that is a collective agreement or bargaining agreement or whatever you want to call it. Yes, they've been losing money every year, but let's see if they get the TV deals correctly to where they don't lose money every year.
And as I've said before, one of the best, if you look at soccer, one of the best leagues in the world, the English Premier League, has operated as a loss every single year. There's not a single team that has operated with a gain in profit. So that's just sports leagues and sports teams in general. You basically own a sports team for bragging rights, not for money.
Yeah, there was one speaking of NIL or just there's one guy who was like, you know what they should do? I forget what state it was. It was like, you know what? They should just take all of tax dollars and just invest it in every single sports team that is in that state to win everything. It's like, potholes, don't care. We're in the championship, guys. Just those type of things. Like, that light doesn't work correctly, doesn't care. That fireman's not going to put out that fire. You know why? Because we got championships to win. I was like, all right, that's a funny take.
If you want that to happen, call your congressman.
I don't, but I don't want to win that bad.
But going now to the sad part, wanting to shout out and give some love to Barbara Banda because she fucking won and she deserved it. Bullies online are trying to say that she's not a woman. And it's just reminding me a lot of the Iman Khalif stuff of them trying to say she's not a woman, even though she is, just because she's a little bit masculine presenting. And it really is just do y'all hate women so much that you can't see them win? For real? And as I said in the Iman Khalif situation, one of the reasons why I am so big about trans right is not just, one, they're people, so they should be treated well. All human beings should be treated well. But 2, it just doesn't stop with trans people. If you are as Dom Toretto is going to agree with me here, but if you're a woman that's a little masculine presenting, if you're a man that's a little feminine presenting, like that affects you too. It even affects people like Brittany Griner. One time got stopped in the bathroom because a woman thought that she was a man, and then the cops came into the bathroom, and she's like, the easiest way to be like, I'm a woman was just to flash the cops. She literally just pulled down and was like, vagina. And that they left her alone after that. But you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have, especially too, if you are a biological woman. So I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. Stop being assholes. Stop being bad. Like, let people enjoy their wins. I don't know.
Well said on that. But yeah, just don't be assholes, guys.
Yeah.
Don't be assholes. But yeah, fine. You can move on to this. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
It's going to be sad here.
I'm not ready.
Alyssa Nair announces retirement from international soccer. Are you okay, Josh?
I mean, I'm okay. I'm fine. Just keep going.
She put out a statement to her social media, which we have right here. With an immense gratitude and very thoughtful consideration, I have decided to retire from the international game following the conclusion of these matches in Europe. They're currently right now going to be playing England and the Netherlands, so they're in Europe at the moment. Having the opportunity to be part of the U.S. women's national team for the past 15 years has been the greatest honor. When I began this journey, I never could have imagined where it would take me. I am so grateful for all the incredible teammates that I've shared the field with, teammates that have turned into lifelong friends. Thank you all for pushing me, supporting me, and making me a better person, player every single day. Thank you to all the coaches that took a chance and believed in me. Thank you to my family. You have traveled all over the world and were in my corner every step of the way. Every tear shed in the challenging times and disappointments made every smile and celebration and the moments of success that much more joyful. This has been a special team to be a part of, and I'm beyond proud of what we have achieved both on and off the field. The memories I have made over the years will last me a lifetime. While this chapter for me is ending, I am so excited to continue to see the growth of this team going forward and what more they can accomplish. So before we go to other U.S. soccer statement and other stuff and fun facts, thoughts on Alyssa Nair and her statement here?
I was figuring this was going to be coming. It just stinks because, like you said, it's the old guard. It's the it was that we went from the the 99ers to and then the next crop with Abby Wambachs and Rapinos and Alex Morgans of the world and Carly and Carly Lloyd and all that, and now and Nair was kind of like the last and Rose technically she's still kind of she kind of came on late, but she's still
Rose was there for 2019, not 2015,
yeah.
which Alyssa Nair, she was the backup to Hope Solo, but she was there in 2015 for that goal.
Like I'm saying, like Alyssa, I just put the reason I keep saying Rose because I just always she's been there for long enough to where I was associated with that crew.
Her and Lindsay Horan.
Yeah, Lindsay Horan, Julie Ertz now.
Retired, had some more babies.
Has some more babies. She got a good retirement. Her husband's still playing, so I guess they do all right. But yeah, it's an end of an era. But I'm excited to see the future because the future's bright. We just talked about the 17-year-old that is deciding to join Team USA.
Lily Johannes.
Thank you. That's why I was like, you're gonna help me with the name.
You remembered her age, though. I'm proud of you.
Yep. Yeah. An older dude remembering a 17-year-old. That doesn't sit well, dude. We don't need to be doing that. Anyway. I don't know why.
You're the one who made it weird. You didn't have to.
I don't know why I walked into that dark humor. Anyway. But it's just thank you. Alyssa, and she was that backbone of that defense. She controlled it. That is a obviously, I liked Hope Solo. Her stuff off the field, not too proud about. But on the field, Hope Solo was amazing. You realize why Alyssa, why she backed up Hope at the time, and then but when it was her turn, she rocked it, and she could tell her communication. That's all it comes down to is like communication to your defensive players to make sure they're in the right position and all of that. You're the coach on the field when you're a goalkeeper, and if your goalkeeper doesn't have the leadership or anything that can command your team's attention, then your defense is going to suffer a lot more than you really think. And she commanded it every single kick, every single second, and thank you. It's just damn it. It always stinks when it's over. But it's kind of one of those things of don't be sad because it's over. Be happy of what happened or whatever that's saying.
Yeah. But U.S. Soccer did put out an article about her retirement. We're only going to read a little bit of it here. Alyssa Nair, one of the greatest goalkeepers in U.S. women's national team history. I will personally say she is the greatest goalkeeper in U.S. women's national team history. So only goalkeeper in women's soccer history to earn a shutout in a World Cup final and Olympic gold medal game has officially announced her retirement from international soccer. They go on to say she heads into the 2 matches in Europe with an all-time record of 88 wins, 6 losses, 14 draws. Alyssa Nair, she's still going to play with the Chicago Red Stars, although they've renamed themselves to the Chicago Stars. They took the red out. Why? In the 2025 NWSL season. So we'll still get some play from Uncle there, which I don't know if Josh knows that's her nickname is Uncle.
That kind of tracks. That tracks. I did not know that.
Fun facts about Uncle. She grew up in Connecticut and was an elite high school basketball player, scoring more than 2,000 points, and she dreamed of playing at UConn under Gino, but she ultimately decided to continue playing soccer, and she ended up at Penn State and earned an All-America honors in 2007 and 2008, and was also a Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year in 2007. So imagine the different trajectory if she would have played basketball under Gino.
Well, you always look at it as like, should they have done that? I'm like, I'm glad she did glad she didn't go with Gino. You were gonna steal the spotlight from Maya Moore. I don't know if I think she's older than Maya.
And then known as the earliest riser on the U.S. team during her career, her teammates will long remember her love of sitting quietly with an early morning cup of coffee along with her crossword puzzle. She achieved one of her life goals when her name was an answer in the New York Times crossword.
Nice. That's cool.
And she's 36. She's one of the oldest players on the team now. So she really is that up early in the morning with her coffee and her crossword.
Yeah, I'm there already. But yeah, no. Anytime, one of the weirdest goals, especially for us nerds, is you want to be either a crossword puzzle answer or a Jeopardy answer. All right, I did it. I've reached the pinnacle of pop culture that I'm an answer to a question on a crossword or a Jeopardy question.
Yeah. Which I think Connections, that game, Sue Bird was one of the answers there, and she was so happy about it. She said she got so many texts about that was a few weeks ago that she was on Connections, which is pretty cool. But accolades on the international side for Alyssa Nair, she had 113 appearances for the U.S. women's national team. Possibility of getting 2 more because she's in the camp where they're going to be playing England and Netherlands with 88 wins and 68 shutouts, which means 68 of those wins, no one scored on her. She's a 2-time World Cup winner. She was back
away from 69. That would have been hilarious.
I know. 2-time World Cup winner, back up to Hope Solo in 2015, but she was the starting goalkeeper in 2019. She's 2024 Olympic gold medalist, 2020 Olympic bronze medalist, CONCACAF Women's Championship winner in 2018 and 2022, 2024 CONCACAF W Gold Cup winner. She also won the Golden Glove in that tournament. She's a 7-time She Believes Cup winner. Her and Emily Sonnet are the only ones with 7 She Believes wins. No one She Believes harder than Saucy Sonnet and Uncle Nair.
I believe in Nair.
And then she was also a U20 World Cup winner in 2008. But we have this wonderful video that U.S. Soccer put out for her.
Yeah. Where the thing? Okay, that's right. There it is.
You know, people have talked about the journey all the time and what it means, and I think getting to this has been very much a time of reflection on what it's...
Look at how young she was in that.
15 years to get to this point.
Saved by Alyssa Nair! Izquierdo, oh my word! Alyssa Nair! Another moment of defiance from Alyssa Nair. Saved one more time by Nair!
She is our queen, our saving grace. We all love you and appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All good things must come to an end, but it doesn't mean we didn't enjoy the journey while it happened.
And like it showed it in there too. She didn't just save PKs. She also took them too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing as baller as shooting your own PK and then slowly walking back into the net with no celebration at all. Nope. Like it's like the cool guys don't look at explosions video.
Yeah. She is that Wolverine meme or the Optimus Prime, you know, or just like the explosion in the background.
Yeah. We're gonna leave this topic with one last video. We did get a little preview in that thing, but Uncle famously does not like being hugged. And this moment at the Olympics had me cracking up, so let's watch.
Yeah.
Wait, no! Oh. I'm just here to hype Alyssa up. And I'm hugging her. Hug me back.
You're blocking my arms.
Just put your arms here. She is our queen, our saving grace today. We all love you and appreciate you. And we're going to a gold medal game.
Going to a gold medal game.
Mother, daughter, besties forever. Okay, bye. Wait, no!
Oh.
You know, that's what that video is called. It's called passing the torch. All right. It's passing the torch to the next great U.S. woman soccer player. Did you notice I'm not going to go to the triple espresso stuff. But
mother, daughter,
right? And she didn't deny it. So therefore, Nair is basically saying, yes, Trinity, this is your team. Make sure your other triple espressos are staying in line. You know, make sure it's your team. Hey, when she walks out there with the captain's badge, I'm just saying.
My favorite part though is hug me back.
Yeah, hug me back, and she's like, I can't get my arm around.
But yeah, there has been a lot of pictures and stuff of just people hugging Alyssa Nair after her winning games for the U.S. women, and it's just the best because she, famously does not like being hugged.
all jokes aside, though, who we expect to it's hard to replace, but who
wide open? It's literally wide open. There's multiple people that could take her place, and then we also have now new goalkeepers that have been called up in this camp under Emma Hayes, who have never played for us, which now it makes sense why Emma is calling up all these different goalkeepers to test them out. So it's literally, I don't know who's going to be our number one.
Do you have
open? I don't. I really don't have a choice. It's
right.
Wide open because Alyssa has been our number one for so long.
Right.
Now it feels like
15 years. In a sense, like
well, I know she's been with the U.S. women's national team for 15 years, but she's been our number one.
2018.
2018, yeah.
Yeah. something like that.
Yeah. So
who was that? And just kind of go through. So as far as like obviously Hope Solo, and who was the African American goalkeeper?
Brianna Scurry.
Brianna Scurry. Okay. Was there anyone in between? I just want to get our.
I mean, there's people who like we've had other goalkeepers cap, but those are our big three. And then the fact too that like both her and Hope Solo have over 100 caps, which is something like crazy for a goalkeeper to get. So yeah, it's wide open. It's going to be exciting to see who takes up that mantle.
I mean, Trinity can play goalkeeper and also just come out of the net and just hit goals. I mean, I'd rather not. You know,
it's not happening.
No, Trinity and Sophia and the other.
That would be hilarious, though. But yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see who takes up. It's even gonna be interesting to see if Nair gets both of the games against England and Netherlands, or if they're going to have one of the two that are in camp now get them their first cap. I don't know.
Well, this is the first big decision that Emma's really had to make, because picking a goalkeeper, I mean, it's like I said, they're the focal point. They are the quarterback of the defense. And if you don't have a good communicator, then you're putting yourself on the not on the back foot or anything of that nature. But you get what I'm saying. Like you start yourself off on
goalkeeper is very important.
Yes,
because if a forward makes a mistake in defending, you got the midfield. If the midfield makes a mistake in defending, you got the back line. If the back line makes a mistake in defending, you got the goalkeeper. If the goalkeeper makes a mistake, it's a goal.
It's a goal. And also with the communication, but of the back line and maybe the midfielders. But
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like it is a, as far as like the most important position, it can be argued that it is the most position on the pitch. And if you don't replace it with the right person, which the U.S. men, we're kind of in between on that goalkeeper, but I like his moxie. I'll put it that way.
Well, with Matt Turner, I think he's still going to be our number one. The problem on the men's side is that he is currently not playing for club team at all. Right. So the only time he plays is with the U.S. men's national team. And goalkeepers, he's always going to be a good shot stopper. But if he's not playing week in and week out, for him, it's some of the in-game management stuff. Like if you're not practicing that, if you're not sharp, that's bad. So he in January needs to get a move. He needs to get a move. He needs to go somewhere where he's going to play. If that means coming back to MLS, that means coming back to MLS. You tried Europe, like good on you for testing yourself out in Europe, but EPL, I know you believe in yourself, but you're not it for the EPL. And it's okay to be like, you know what? I'm not good enough for that league, but I can be really good somewhere else. And we don't even need you to be EPL good. We just need you to be good for the US.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And like I said, I think we have so far. I mean, I'm definitely I think Emma's going to put us in the right direction. So I'm not too worried about her making the right. And she might pick the right goalkeeper, and then the goalkeeper, because sometimes when the lights turn on, it might not work. Everything looks good in practice, and then you go out and do it, and it just doesn't work, doesn't gel, doesn't do that. She can make the change. I trust in Emma to make the right decisions when it comes to that.
Yeah. And we got time to next World Cup.
Yep, and when the men's side, he literally is still trying to put his culture into the program. So
yeah. But it very much, that was one of the questions when Mauricio Pochettino came in, is he going to switch things up with the goalkeepers? And currently right now, it seems that Matt is still his guy. So Matt's still number one. Let's see if he continues to be number one while he does not play. Because, I mean, he's collecting his paycheck, which I mean, like, but if you're going to be on the national team, you need to be playing. Yeah. And he's not playing.
Miami could use him. Sorry.
excuse you, my goalkeeper is fantastic.
I'm aware of your goalkeeper.
Drake Callender is fantastic, and
fine.
He has not had a single cap for the U.S., but he has 2 Nations Leagues medals with the U.S. because Matt Turner was our number 1.
Anytime, no, all I know is you all lost in the first round, so therefore you just need to replace your goalkeeper. So.
We talked about it. We said I don't blame Drake Callender for those goals.
Can I just give you crap?
No, you can't.
You can't quit coming back with me with facts, okay? I just want my opinion to matter.
Sorry, that's not how I operate.
It's fair. Let's light the lamp and wrap this thing up.
Don't have much to talk about on the hockey side because my
same thing
losing.
with NBA. Same thing with the NBA. It's just like the Preds won. Whee!
Florida Panthers been on a little bit of losing streak. They've lost their last 4. But we're still only 3 points behind the Maple Leafs, which, now we have a change in the Atlantic division leader. But we do play them tomorrow, so we could close that lead. If we win, we get 2 points. If we go to an overtime loss, then we'll get 1 point. But, we'll see how that game goes. But Preds beat the best team in the NHL this year, the Winnipeg Jets, 4-1. Y'all can't beat other lame-ass teams, but you can beat the best team in the NHL. How you feel?
I'll take that every day. Winnipeg is like this year's Cleveland of like, they're not like a big market team. And they're not like, obviously we don't know a whole lot about hockey, guys, but we still want to cover it. So just bear with us. If you want to tell us in the comments, hey, this is who their best player is, look them up.
I only know about my team.
Yes,
I can only know about Florida Panthers facts.
And I only know about Nashville. So, and a little bit about the Hurricanes just because I picked them to win after last year. But Winnipeg they don't have like, they don't have a Connor McDavid or a Bedard or even though Mason Crosby's kind of on his last, you don't have much left in the tank. But they don't have an Ovechkin. Like they don't have that player that's internationally known, that's on if you just at least know what hockey is, you're going to say those guys.
For someone who's like a non-hockey fan or a Fairweather fan.
I'm
sure there's probably like hockey fans that know people on that, but we're talking like Fairweather. Yeah.
And so this is surprising me that's why I'm saying, like, if you're a Fairweather NBA fan, you're like, how are the Cleveland Cavaliers, they don't have LeBron, they don't have, Russell Westbrook or whatever, like any Fairweather fan, like I think I've heard of Donovan Mitchell. Can't compute. Kind of same thing with Winnipeg. So it's cool to see. Unfortunately, they're in our division. But at least if we can beat Winnipeg, then there's no excuse.
Beat anyone.
They can beat anyone. So, but Vegas is still playing really well. The Devils, the Hurricanes, the Caps, and the Rangers, which I think it's probably going to end up being the Rangers, Hurricanes, and Devils fighting for the Metropolitan. I know we said it before, but go Hurricanes. And that just went. But if Winnipeg ends up winning the President's Cup, then you're screwed.
That's literally what I'm hoping for. I just hope that they win the President's Cup.
You're right.
Because the curse is alive.
Yeah. And
I've seen a curse break as a Boston Red Sox fan. I've seen a curse be broken in 2004. But you know what? I don't want to test it.
If the Boston Red Sox and the Chicago Cubs can break a curse, anyone can break a curse. In that. But it's gonna be interesting to see how this kind of keeps going, and who kind of gets hot at the right time. I hope the Toronto Maple Leafs every year. Okay, as a Cowboys fan, you are the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL, and I hope you make the playoffs every year and you get out in the first round every year, because misery loves company. And until we get to an NFC championship, you're not allowed to get past the first round. Okay, that's just how we've made an agreement here on Rev Sports Wrap It Up, to where Toronto Maple Leafs, if I'm suffering for playoff woes, you're suffering playoff woes. Once we get to the NFC championship, Have at it, Toronto. Win the dang on thing. I don't care. But until that happens, we're step by step, skate by skate in this misery. And I want you to still be a part of it.
Well, speaking of current leaders, Atlantic, as I said, Maple Leafs have taken over the Florida Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Not for long.
You got Bob, like we talked about with goalkeepers. You got Bob. You got the best goalkeeper in the league.
And then Metropolitan keeps changing every week.
Mm-hmm.
This week, it's New Jersey Devils.
Yep.
Then Central, I think that's going to stay the same every week. It's the Winnipeg Jets. And Pacific, it's changed a little bit, but it's really between them and the LA Kings for Pacific. So, but it's Vegas Golden Knights are currently right now the leader in this.
I have a soft spot for Calgary based off the tragedy they went through. So I'm kind of have a soft spot for Calgary. And it's good to see them, they're doing it based off of, obviously they're a good team, but they're also doing it just straight off of will at this point. So yes, they have the sympathetic vote for me on doing well. So if it's not the Hurricanes, if it's not the Preds, well, if not the Preds, obviously, then I would want the Hurricanes just to make me look right. But of Calgary too, based on the tragedy.
What about the Panthers to make me happy, even though I was happy last year?
You won. I mean, it'd be cool to win again. So I guess fourth. A fourth choice is fine as a consolation. But you already won. Like I want the other three teams that Hurricanes and the Preds, and I mean Calgary's won it, but the Preds have never won it. So
they've been close before.
They have. They've gotten to the final as an 8 seed, and then just got romped by the Pens.
Yep. I was in Nashville during that time.
Yeah, I was in Vegas. But yeah, that's what I've got for lighting the lamp. But yeah, in the comments for anyone that's joining that are not a fair weather hockey
please
fan,
teach us stuff. We want to know more about hockey.
I still don't know what icing is. Everyone's trying to, every time someone's like, yeah, that's icing. And then I'm like, oh, that's icing. Like, no, it's not. I was like, they did the same thing. I don't get it. I know what offsides is in soccer.
I was going to be like, it is icing the offsides for you where so many people don't understand offsides?
Yeah, it's like the offsides. I'm like, so that's icing, right? Like, no.
Do you understand hockey offsides, though? It's different than soccer offsides.
I do know that. I do know the hockey offsides. You can't get it past that, go across that blue line at a certain point. So, do you know that?
But you ready to get a little weird?
Let's get weird.
So, it's a sports meme of the week. It's not really memes, but it's meme adjacent, so we're gonna count it. Candace Parker took her son to a Lakers game and posted this to her Instagram stories, and I'm still cracking up about it. LeBron in the background, teammates one day.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And then the other one that we have, again, not really a meme. It's a tweet, but it's funny and we're sharing it. This is a wild story, but apparently the Chargers coach's dad fucked the Ravens coach's mom. Like, whoa. It's happened more than once.
Right. I know. But this is so crazy. If you guys didn't know, look it up. It's a true story. I mean, the way it's written, that is true.
I mean, facts are facts.
And facts are facts. That is actually what happened. It's not apparently. This is not allegedly. This is true. It's a wild story breaking out there. Wild story. I show this to a couple people who are fair weather, like football fans, and I'll show them that, like, are you serious? I'm like, yes, dead serious. And they're like, I can't believe that. How did that happen? I'm like, a long time ago, they met each other.
They're brothers.
They're brothers. They're like, oh, okay. I was like, yes. Shout out to PFT commenter.
We're brothers.
We're happy and we're singing, and you get the rest. Give me a high five.
But Josh, before we have our moment of Zen, where can the people find us?
The people can find us. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. As we said at the top of the show, we'll end it. I'll put the button on that as well. But people can find us every Monday, breaking down everything that is fantasy football. And thank you all in the comment section of asking us, me and Tushka, questions on who we should start, sit, trade, all that fun stuff. We love interacting with you all on that.
Yeah,
Tuesdays.
Followers too.
I know. Yeah, thank you. All in One and Mr. Bake Daily, I think, or something like that. I don't know. There's some crazy usernames over there. We thought it was Gifts like burner account. But anyway. And then on Tuesdays we have our game news, which we went live tonight. We're looking into possibly because Divinity's kind of starting to wrap up for us, so we're looking into some other games. We're having our Steam sale. Like I have a profit in that. We're having the Steam sales coming up, so we're probably looking into streaming Diablo 4. I know it's an older game, but it's co-op. We like that type of game, so that's what we're going to do there. On Wednesdays, you'll see us breaking down everything that is the week of sports. And then on Thursday, you'll see me and Justin Toner break it down. I was along with our bracket pitches as we wrap up the MLS. Go Red Bulls at this point. Might as well. I'll go scorched earth. I don't care. I just want to beat Tushka. But, excuse me. But that's where they can find us. Link down below for the Discord, please. It's free. Patreon.com if you want to help us grow this channel. And also, if you want to do anything in the YouTube spaces, we love to help you out in that. That's kind of the thing is you join our Patreon, we help you out. Again, the YouTube spaces. So there you go there. So we grow this channel as a community.
And we have some fun stuff in the pipeline for 2025. So really do join our Discord because we have some fun things planning on. We want to build this community and have people be part of this community. And we're so glad that we have the followers that we do. And we just hope that we keep growing more and more and just showing love to each other. So I'm excited.
Excited. We're all decided. All decided.
All decided. But are you ready for a moment of Zen?
Let's do the moment of Zen.
It is on. So put it back to the beginning.
I will.
Starts to come and then he pulls out. You have to like when there's a guy coming right in your face and he just sits in there and delivers it. Guys coming down his face.
Feeling is the Cowboys probably coming right down their throats.
Tyrell Williams. He beats. Needed 2 thrusts to get it in. Fines has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big. He almost didn't know what to do. Got 5 inches on him, but somebody's going to get that gobbler at the end of this game too.
Receiver coach has been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls.
This man will have to be really good to beat us.
I think their D's been fine. I think their D has really probably performed above expectations. Coming in
is a thick wide receiver who is powerful from the waist down.
Everybody loves Dick around the list.
Starts to come and then he pulls out.
Hey guys, just so you know, if you want to win championships, you got to have good D.
Gotta have good D.
Good solid D.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.